As far as stars go, ours is fairly ordinary and straightforward, a giant ball of absurdly hot gas that showed up a few billion years ago and has about a few billion left. But our Sun is just one of at least 70 sextillion stars in the universe. With a number that huge, there are bound to be many far more interesting and bizarre than our own. Number 10. Double stars. To date, only 4 planets have been discovered orbiting a double star system, which means Tatooine is even less likely to exist than you might have imagined. The Kepler-47 system has 2 stars, one roughly the size of the Sun, and another 3 times as small. Orbiting those 2 are a couple of planets, one of which is within the fabled habitable zone, the distance from a star equal to our own, and a signal of potential for life. Number 9. A cold dying star. La Superba is a dying red giant, about 710 light-years away. At around 2,400 degrees Celsius, it is practically frigid, as far as stars are concerned. And yet it shines with a brightness that makes our Sun look like a mere nightlight, with over 4,400 times more luminosity. This radiation helps give La Superba an incredibly bright red appearance, which allows it to be seen with the naked eye. Number 8. The star turning into diamonds. In many cases, a binary star system includes one star that actually does stuff, while the other is too busy being dead to contribute. 1438b, an extinguished white dwarf, has been stripped of virtually all of its star-like qualities, leaving behind a rocky core that is more planet than star. More than likely, the murderer is the host star, whose gravity sucked away all of 1438b's mass, leaving behind nothing but a core. If that's not enough, it might as well be renamed Planet Rihanna, since it literally shines bright like a diamond. Number 7. The living star barely larger than Jupiter. One of the first things you think about stars, aside from their hot, is they're big. Our Sun can fit about 1.3 million Earths in it, and it's still one of the smaller stars out there. OGLE is a brown dwarf, which means it never gained enough size, heat, or nuclear energy to be an effective star on its own. It is only 16 to 18% larger than Jupiter, making it the smallest star scientists have ever seen, and smaller than many known planets in other solar systems and galaxies. Number 6. The most massive star in the universe. In this case, massive doesn't mean big. No, we are focusing on pure heaviness and mass, and the current grand champion is our 136A1. This brick house of a blue giant is 265 times heavier than the Sun, a feat once thought to be a physical impossibility. Number 5. The stars that stole moons from planets. The often gargantuan star's enormous gravitational pull gradually inches the planets closer and closer, and once it gets within slapping distance, the star will confiscate any moons orbiting the planet, forcing them to revolve around itself for a spell, ultimately sucking them in all the way, and completely incinerating them. Number 4. The 2 lead-heavy, metallic stars. For the most part, a star sporting anything other than pure gas is a rarity. Our own Sun has 10 billion times more hydrogen than it does lead, for example, so when 2 stars are found that are positively packed with metal, scientists tend to pay attention. Blue subdwarfs have been observed sporting gigantic amounts of lead, 10,000 times more than our Sun. Number 3. The widest triple star system ever discovered. Triple star systems are not a new thing, or even a record-holding thing. We have found a quintuple star system, after all. But usually, these stars are fairly close to one another. Once thought to be a regular double star system, notable for a large disk of debris, and not much else, a third companion has recently been discovered. One very much isolated from the rest of the gang. Number 2. Star getting eaten by a black hole. It's common knowledge that black holes are like hungry hippos, slowly swallowing anything that veered too close to their gravitational maws. But it's extremely rare that we actually get to see it happen, and even rarer when the main course is an entire star. Scientists have discovered a star, named Swift J1644, that is currently being devoured by a black hole, over 1 million times more massive than the Sun. The only conclusion scientists could reach was that the source of the rays was dinner for a massive black hole, which usually form at a galaxy's center. Number 1. The star that shut down for a year and a half. PSR J1841 is a pulsar, an ultra-light, ultra-speedy star that can complete a rotation in as little as half a millisecond. Such a ludicrous speed causes immensely bright rays of light known as pulses to shoot out at regular intervals. Back in 2009, researchers noticed that the regular pulses of light simply stopped. But pulsar stars regularly shut down, typically only for a few minutes at a time. However, PSR J1841 shut off, and stayed off, for 580 days. After a while, researchers declared the star dead. Then, in August 2011, the star reappeared, regularly pulsating again, like nothing ever happened. No one is sure why the star turned off, what caused it to turn back on, or if it was still rotating during its break.